please rise for the pledge to the flag.
Good morning, Cedar Crest. It's Friday, December 7th.
Today is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day.
I'm Hannah Shirey.
And I'm Nevaeh Whitman.
Coming up, the wrestling team has a full roster for the first time in a decade. We have the story why they are aiming for the postseason this year.
Also, basketball coach Mr. Smith is in the studio to preview this weekend's basketball tip-off tournament.
We'll be right back with all this and your school news. In class news, the annual senior faculty basketball game will be held on Friday, December 21st. Seniors, all male spots have been filled for the team, but you still need 3 females to complete your team. You also still need cheerleaders for a halftime routine. See Coach Lutz to sign up. Students who participate in the Pennsylvania Math League contest. The 3rd contest will be held in the cafeteria on Tuesday during period 3. Bring a calculator and a pencil. Also, get any work that you'll be missing prior to the day of the contest. Seniors, the final fundraiser is going on now. This will greatly affect the cost of your prom and class trip. See Dr. Zaria in 108 or Mrs. Gerhardt in the library for order forms.
In club news, the 2019 Mini-Thon is looking for a design for this year's event. See one of the art teachers or Mrs. Boker for a paper with all details and design restrictions. BV2 correspondent Josh Jones caught up with Mrs. Dresch about the Mini-Thon t-shirt design.
Mini-Thon's looking for any creative designs that are going to exemplify their theme of kick cancer out of this world, so things that are space related. The design will be printed on all the Mini-Thon t-shirts. They should be printed in only one tone, so whatever the design's being created, it should look good in just one color. Just to keep in mind copyright, making sure that their designs are their own, and maybe incorporating some of the Mini-Thon diamond imagery.
The Mini-Thon theme is space. Let's kick cancer out of this world. Designs are due by 2:30 on Tuesday, December 18th.
The winter sports season officially starts today.
The wrestling team is looking to have a turnaround season.
Last year, the team's record was 4-13, and they had 5 open weight classes.
Lily Westhafer and Hannah Shirey talked to the head wrestling coach about the team captain to find out why they believe this season will be much better than the last.
3, 2, 1.
There's 14 weight classes for each dual team. The opposing team will send out a wrestler to the mat to wrestle. If we don't have someone at that weight class, we forfeit and that team gets 6 points. Last year, we started out with about 6 holes in the lineup, so that means we were starting out 36 points in the hole.
This wrestling season will probably go a little bit better for the team just because we have more experience. We have a couple new wrestlers, and they'll fill up the weight classes. When there's a forfeit, that really doesn't help the team. So last year, there was a lot of empty weight classes, so we gave up a lot of points. And I feel like this year, if we filled all those gaps, that we'll definitely have a better outcome to the season.
I believe more wrestlers came out this year, in part mostly to the football players that are also wrestlers, like TJ Moore and Nick Stout, and the crossover between the two sports. Myself, I played football and wrestled, and I saw it as a great way to hone both skills in both sports. Expectations for the team this year are actually kind of high. We are looking at one of our biggest goals is to qualify for the District 3 team tournament.
The wrestling team really helped with all my other sports. I mean, it's really good for football. It really gets you in shape, and just being around the kids all the time.
But if anyone is interested, please, all they need to do is show up to one of our practices after school. We practice 4 to 6 over at the field house.
I always look forward to practices after school.
The wrestling team's first tournament of the season is tomorrow at Pottsville.
Tonight, the varsity ice hockey team takes on Cumberland Valley at 9 p.m. at Click Lewis Arena.
Good luck, Falcons.
In school news. Two big events are going on tonight. The Avitum Lock-In will be held today from 2:30 to 7, and the basketball team kicks off their season at the rival Lebanon High School.
Head basketball coach Mr. Smith is in the studio to talk about this weekend's games.
Thanks, guys. So, Mr. Smith, your first game tonight is against Elko. What are the keys to winning the game?
Well, Elko has some very good shooters, so we got to make sure that we are keeping them off their spots and contesting all shots. Defensive rebound, and then offensively play with pace and share the basketball. And those are some of the key things that will help us get a victory tonight.
So, if you do play Lebanon, what do you expect from that game?
We've played them the last 2 years in the same tournament in the championship game, and anytime Cedar Crest plays Lebanon, it's always a battle. And when there's a trophy on the line, such as the opportunity tomorrow, it'll be a good event, and it'll be a hard-fought game, and looking forward to the opportunity.
So tonight is also the lock-in. What do you have to say to people that want to attend both events?
What a great thing! Get to the lock-in after school and get your food and play your games. I know Mr. Powers is refereeing the Foursquare game. Gets a Foursquare, and then come over for 6 o'clock tip-off and be rowdy. And we'll need you tonight, Falcon Nation.
Well, thank you for coming in. Now back to the desk.
So if you want to make a three-pointer tonight, you can make an appearance at the Avitum Lock-In, the basketball game, and the ice hockey game. Because of the basketball tip-off tournament scheduled on Friday night, a few changes have been made to the lock-in schedule. The prizes will be given out at 4 p.m., so those going to the game can still participate.
All of the activities and the movie at the Lock-In are free. However, the food will not be free. You will want to bring a few dollars to buy some great food.
Before we sign off, we recognize that today is National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day.
We produced this short video to honor the 2,335 American servicemen who died on this day in 1941.
18 ships were sunk or run aground, including 5 battleships.
The attack on Pearl Harbor happened on December 7, 1941. On this day, Japanese airplanes made a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor on the island of Hawaii. Within hours, they destroyed many ships and killed many soldiers. This attack forced the United States to enter World War II. Pearl Harbor caused our nation to wholeheartedly commit to winning the war, changing the course of our nation's history and the world's future.
Those who died from the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor 77 years ago were non-combatants since the nation was not in a state of war at the time.
That's all for your morning announcements today. We'll see you at the Lock-In tonight.
And at the basketball game. I'm Nevaeh Whitman.
And I'm Hannah Shirey. Make it a great day, Cedar Crest.